No visit to the Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA trade show is complete without a stop at the Cattle Handling Arena for live demonstrations on low-stress cattle handling techniques that can help both your livestock and your crew. Here's Russell Nemitz with more.
You know, beef quality assurance is becoming more and more important to the entire U.S. beef cattle industry, and of course those men and women across America who are raising our high quality and delicious beef. BQA is also a top priority at the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, and joining us now is one of their stockmanship experts, Todd McCartney. And Todd, first of all, let's just remind folks what beef quality assurance really is.
I could probably sum it up real simply. To me, beef quality assurance, they're a set of guidelines that'll help us do the right thing, right? And we're rewarded for that. Sometimes monetarily, but most often just in the demand for our beef. We're sending the message to the customer, the consumer, we're doing a good job, we're doing what's right. So we fortunately have guidelines that we can use chute side, in the pasture, in the corrals, management tips that just make sense, that don't cost anything. For the most part, they don't cost to do the right thing, yet they reap big rewards. So it's simple.
You know, and a lot of times, Todd, cattle producers are already doing a lot of what BQA is really asking of folks.
I love that. I love that it's almost become a little bit of a stigma when you don't. In other words, you're doing things a certain way on the ranch and you got your hands on board, and it's common practice to do these management strategies and techniques and all. And then you go to another outfit and one of your hands will say, "Did you see what he did?" I love that it's become a little bit of a bad deal when you see them not being implemented. So it tells me that the norm is to do things right. And man, that's the message we need to send to the consumer.
Well, each year here at the Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA trade show, you and Ron and Dean and Kurt spend a lot of time on BQA type practices during these live cattle demonstrations. But throughout the year, you also focus on them through NCBA's stockmanship and stewardship program and the different events held around the country.
Indeed. That's beautiful that it's here at convention, but it also travels around the country. And what's great is we are very prepared when we do those, because it's what we're doing every day. So it's not a big deal to load up and go do one of those, because we're saying, hey, here's what the norm is. Here's how we do it. It's very fluid, it's very natural, and we're able to communicate to people, this is just the right thing to do.
Well, and it's also encouraging from what I've seen, not just here at convention, but at some of those other events around the country, is more and more producers are actually getting excited about learning how to properly implement BQA type practices.
I may be letting down to my age a little bit, but it's cool. It's cool for folks to do it right, and they get excited about it. It's neat that we're seeing cattle sold and the seller is identified as these cattle come from a beef quality assurance certified herd. That sends a message to the buyer, not just to the consumer down the road, but to the buyer saying, hey, these cattle were handled right. That means a lot.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate the insight as always, Todd, on BQA, and thank you so much for what you do each and every year, not just here at convention, but of course throughout the entire year.
It's a joy, and a thank you to you and your crew and the media in NCBA that gets this out, because we can only talk to so many people, but you reach millions.
Well, absolutely. And again, as Todd mentioned, hey, it's cool to be part of the Beef Quality Assurance Program. So you can learn more about implementing BQA on your farms or ranches, or just learn more about BQA itself, Beef Quality Assurance, by visiting them online at bqa.org.